All right, there we go. All right, well, welcome to the hot topic tonight. Today is March 18th, 2019. And tonight we're going to do a quick run through of the 5 elements of the party. We offer such a great, simple, duplicatable, systematized party presentation. And it's a really good idea to just keep going over it and seeing it in other people's words, because you start to really understand how much of a system and a formula it actually is, no matter how you inject your personality into it. That if you can keep that system in place, you will be able to cover all of the key seeds that you want to be planting at the party in order to benefit the hostess, benefit yourself, benefit the guests, 100%. So one of the things that we're finding is that the people who are doing the 5-part party presentation at every party without fail are having the best results. I think it's twofold. One is that you get confident, and there's something about your confidence that's appealing. But the better you know your party presentation, the more time you can focus on people. And so going in and getting really used to doing your party presentation is worth it, because if we're fumbling for the words every single time we go to do a party, we won't have the bandwidth to pay attention to the people at the party, because they're the ones that really matter. So notice I have my party cards with me. You can also print them off of Glam Central if you don't happen to have a copy. And they're also available on page 20 of the Ready, Set, Glam guide. So we have a lot of different places where you can find the 5-part party structure. The essentials of this are that we want to introduce what Touchstone is and what Swarovski is and what Touchstone is. We want to dress a guest because it gets people into the jewelry, helps them to fall in love with some things if they haven't already. The third component is a booking offer, and I'm going to share with you in a minute how I do mine. The fourth one is the why story, because that plants seeds about the kinds of people who might consider doing this. Because remember, people don't come to a party looking for a business. But we have a case to make. And the why story, my why story, is a part of that case. Now, my why story has changed a number of times over the years, just so you know. So get ready to keep changing it as yours evolves. And then the final component is the Q&A. When I do the Q&A, I'm going to need 5 of you to say some things, like to pretend that you are the party guests, okay? I'll need you to play along with me. One thing that I do not, oh wait, let me look. One thing I don't think I have down here with me is my tickets. But so let me set the stage. When I go to a party, I bring a big roll of the double-sided carnival tickets with me. And when people arrive at the party, I say, "Oh, hi, Debbie, nice to meet you. Listen, tell me first of all, when is your birthday?" And Debbie might say, "Oh, it's March 3rd. Great. So a 3 is your month, your birthday month, or if it's February, it's 2. If it's January, it's 1. And so I'm going to write 3 on this little sticky note on your catalog, and your special number is 3. So don't forget that, because there'll be a reason you're going to want it later on. But listen, in the meantime, all the wine is in the kitchen with all the food. The jewelry is over here on the table. And this is your catalog. And for every piece of jewelry that you try on between now and 7:30, you're going to get a ticket from me. And there'll be a prize at the end. Okay. So I say this to different people as they're walking in, or as I, approach them. Maybe they're already there and I'm finally getting around to talking to them. And what I'm trying to do is set the stage for a booking offer with that number. That's what I'm doing, is setting the stage for the booking offer with that number. Different people use different methods. I'm just showing you mine, because for me, I like to keep things brutally simple. I don't want anything that I might mess up, make too complex for myself. So I don't do a dice game. I don't do envelopes or anything. You're going to see like the bare bones way of doing this. So then I'm having them try on the jewelry, because I'm ripping tickets, and I'm saying, "Hey, Amy, don't forget, for every piece of jewelry you try on, I'm going to give you a ticket, and there'll be a prize at the end." I say it like a million times. And then I'll say, "Okay, hey, Sue, how many tickets do you need? How many have you tried on so far?" And I make a big deal. And she goes, 5. Okay, great. Let me give you 5 tickets. And so now Wendy has seen me give Sue 5 tickets. And now Amy's like, oh, but I've got 3. Okay, Amy, let me give you 3. Shay, how many have you tried on? 7? Great, here's 7 for you. And I just keep interacting with the guests around the table. The really fun thing is by now they're going, gosh, Amy, I like that. No, Shay, I think I like that other one. Sue, I really like this necklace, but try it with this. And you start to see who's good at this. You start to see who's really getting into the groove of the jewelry, right? Who's really engaging with it. It's not to say that somebody who isn't engaging with it is not interested, because that's not always a litmus test. But you want to watch to see what skill sets are already popping out. Like who's helping everybody else? Who's diving into the catalog and marking down pages and things like that. Because those are clues that you're going to start looking for. So at some point, I'm going to get the hostess to help me gather everybody together, and I will arrange this with her ahead of time. Say, hey, listen, at around 7:35, can you help me get everybody in here? Because I just want to say a couple things to them. I don't get a big deal out of it. I don't like they're going to go sit down in the living room with their catalogs on their laps. I don't do that. I keep it around the jewelry table because I want it to feel like it's more spontaneous than planned. But I'm very intentional while I'm acting casual, okay? And so, so I'll gather everybody around, and meanwhile, I have made sure that I know where my pieces of jewelry are that I want to use. Sometimes I have a separate tray that has my Dress the Guest jewelry over off to the side, so nobody will grab it. But when you're in a you don't have enough jewelry, don't worry about it. Just make sure that you've kind of done the roundup, that you found the pieces, the Chanel, the ice bracelet, the signature necklace, all those things. You know, as you're getting ready to do your presentation. So then I'll say, so ladies, can y'all gather around for just a minute? I've got a couple things I want to show you about this line. I know you've all gotten the chance to put everything on, but I wanted to dive in here. I'm gonna mute myself, mute all of you really fast. I know there's a way to do this.
Maria made it, yay!
Hi, Maria. Oh, I'm trying to mute and I can't. Sorry. I'll just mute each of you individually. That'll help. Okay. There we go. All right. So, so I'll say, ladies, thanks for being here. I think I've met all of you. I'm Betsy, and I am your Touchstone Crystal Girl for the evening. And I just want to say a big thank you to Lori, our hostess, for having all of us here tonight. I know I would be home probably, you know, binge watching House Hunters International for the 70th time. So what about you all? What would you all be doing right now if you were at home? Laundry and all that kind of homework. Exactly. I know all that stuff. So Lori, thanks for giving us a night off. Lori has a really long wish list. And so I know she was particularly excited. And I know she's very grateful that all of you are here. Because of course, Lori's going to get a whole lot of free goodies. And we all get the blessing of having girlfriend time tonight. So what I want to do is talk to you a little bit about what Touchstone is and what Swarovski is. So who here knows Swarovski? Anybody? Somebody can mute or unmute. So who here knows Swarovski? What do you know about Swarovski? So what do you know about Swarovski? I'm trying to unmute you, Debbie, and I can't seem to do it. I don't know what happened. No, I can't seem to unmute you.
Can you do it? Do you hear me now?
Yeah, you're unmuted now. Okay. So what you want, I'm just y'all unmute again. It's just easier. Just kind of try to keep it quiet in the background. So what do you want to know about Swarovski? Who knows Swarovski?
I do.
Okay.
All the little figurines that they come out and the snowflakes at Christmas time.
Christmas, right? What else? Anybody else? Ever seen Swarovski?
Oh, Michael Jackson's glove.
Oh, Michael Jackson's glove. Wow, how did you know that? That's impressive. So Swarovski is a $5 billion a year company, worldwide company with 17 divisions in it. And some of you might know Dorothy's Ruby Red Slipper, for example, or the curtains at the Oscars are always Swarovski crystal. And so this company's been around for 120 years. It's 5th generation owned, still family owned and operated. And so, you know, it's luxury, it's red carpet, it's the sparkliest stuff ever. And it's what, for example, all the figure skaters use. It's on all the concert tours. It's in a lot of movies and Broadway productions because it's known around the world for being sparkly. Now, conversely, who knows Touchstone crystal? Anybody here know Touchstone crystal? Nobody has ever seen Touchstone crystal. Well, that's fun. I'm excited that I get to be the first one to show you, and Lori as well. So Touchstone crystal is actually one of the newest divisions of Swarovski, the 120-year-old company. A lot of companies around the world use Swarovski crystals in their creations. We're actually owned by them. We don't just use the crystals. We are Swarovski. And the coolest thing is that we are Swarovski's fastest growing division around the world. So we're pretty proud of that because we're still a very small, new company. Half of our line is under $50. Some of you already figured that out. And 90% of it is under $100. So there's a lot to love. And hopefully you can mix and match your sets and get what you're looking for tonight. The cool thing is that we have the same high quality that you've come to trust in the Swarovski jewelry. We have our designers, they have theirs, and you'll never see our jewelry in their stores, and we will never carry their jewelry in our line either. So we have our own special stuff, and that's what you're going to see tonight. So I need a model. So I have my friend Miranda here. She's so beautifully dressed in her little black dress.
I love Miranda.
Miranda is so wonderful. She's so quiet. She never makes a peep. So what I'm going to do is show you some of our favorite pieces. We're going to talk about layer, stack, and mix. So the first thing we're going to do is put one of my very favorite pieces. It's called a Chanel necklace. And this actually comes in our starter kit, which, by the way, is $139. And when I put this on Miranda, this is just our clear one. It comes in, I don't know, 7,500 colors or something like that. You've seen some on my table. You'll see a bunch more in the catalog for those of you who have been already dog-earing it. But this Chanel is so pretty. It's worn long. It does not have a clasp. And so there's another way to wear it, which is using one of our necklace converters. I love these things because I can do a lot of fun tricks with my converters. So this is a very beautiful little piece. If I had better glasses on, I could see which side to open up. So what I'm going to do is show you how to wear this necklace to get double duty, because, you know, everything's about value, right? We want cost per wear to be as high as possible. So in this necklace, now I can show you how to wear it short like that. I can bring the clasp around to the front or to the side. So now it becomes a signature piece. But I can also take the same piece, and if I twirl it, I can even mix it up with a couple others. And then I end up with a really great looking signature piece that's a little bit bulkier and it's a lot shorter, especially when I add a couple of other pieces to it.
Thank you. Drink your tea.
What we're going to do is, I'm not sure who that was, but if y'all can try to keep it down. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay the Chanel back on Miranda. I'm also going to put a mini Chanel on her. We have little mini Chanels that are 15 to 18 inches. As you notice that we have a little tail on here that gives you an extra 3 inches in length. And I'm going to put a little mini Chanel in here because I like to do the layering. And so layering is such a great way to create a complete look. And depending on the kind of neckline, it sort of determines, you know, she's kind of naked, so you can just kind of put whatever you want to on her and it all looks really good. And then you can put a very long necklace, and this is one of my favorites. It's called Rockstar Necklace. And I'm going to throw this around her neck also. And then suddenly, so let's say I really wanted something that was multiple layers. And I've got the little mini Chanel, and I've got the longer Chanel. Now I've got three lengths here, and I've got this really nice long length on top of her. So that's beautiful. That's great layering. There's not a lot of color in here. It's just a pop of sparkle all over her front. Super pretty with a simple dress, simple top or blouse or a t-shirt. It looks really cute. So then the next thing I want to put on Miranda is our classic ice bracelet. We are known for our ice bracelets. In fact, Oprah Winfrey loved our ice bracelets so much at Christmas time that she gave us a free full-page ad that showcased all of our ice bracelets and all the colors that we had available back in the fall. So this is what an ice bracelet looks like. A clear ice bracelet like this comes in our starter kit. And these are $89. Remember I said that the Chanel necklace is $89, and our starter kit is how much?
$89.
So the starter kit is
Oh,
$139.
139.
Starter kit is $139. The Chanel is $89. The ice bracelet is $89. So now we're way over $139, right? So we were talking about layering, stacking, and mixing. So let's talk about stacking and mixing. Now, everybody show me your wrist parties. Oh, we need a little work there. Oh, some of you look really good. Nice. Okay, but others of you, we need a little work. So let's talk about wrist parties and stacking and layering. So one bracelet is great. These are iconic. We have about 1,000 colors of these, so you can see them all in the back pages of the catalog, all the different colors, and compare them to start your own wrist party. But the wrist party is not just one bracelet. So I'm going to add one of our stretch birthstone bracelets. They run $30. They're only $30. So cute. They come in so many colors, all of the birthstone colors, as well as several others like jet black, aurora borealis, which is that really beautiful sparkly finish on a lot of our crystals that looks like the northern lights. But a wrist party doesn't work in even numbers. You have to have an odd number. So I'm going to throw one of our brand new Wrap Star bracelets, beautiful, on top of this to create the ultimate wrist party. So now we're layering, we layered around her neck. Now we're stacking and we're mixing textures, we're mixing stones to create a beautiful wrist party. Very simple. How does that look? Good. And our Wrap Star bracelets, again, we probably have, I don't know, 11 or 12 different colors of these, and they're all scattered throughout the catalog. This is my favorite in the jet black with the crystal aurora borealis crystals on it. And they all are $69 a piece. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is offer Miranda a beautiful ring. This is our Alliance ring. It's part of the Little Black Dress collection, which I just love, and that's our sterling silver collection. And it uses, rather than crystal, it uses Swarovski's diamond product called zirconia. And so that's the ring that Miranda will have. And then we're going to be putting our beautiful handset pave earrings, pave drop earrings. Somebody sits there and hand sets all of these little crystals onto this little ball. It's crazy. Our jewelry is all handmade, even though half the line is under $50. And so now we've completed the look. We have the earrings, we have a ring, we have our beautiful wrist party, and we have a layered look here. The really great thing about all of this is that this is roughly what a hostess will get in free and discounted jewelry with an average party in our area. Anybody here want to look like this from hosting your own little get-together with your girlfriends? Kind of sweet, right? Oh, by the way, so now I'm switching into part 3, Shay. This is where part 3, I'm starting with the part 3. Okay. So now, thank you, Marina, for being my guinea pig. I mean, my model. You were lovely, and I hope you feel beautiful. So remember, I gave you all a number on your sticky note, and it represented your birth month, right? So those of you who are November, your number is 11. Those of you who are April, your number is 4. Well, guess what? When you book a date with me tonight to do your own little get-together with your girlfriends, you can pick any piece up to $100 for the price of your birth month. So let's say your birthday is in June, your number is 6. When you host your little get-together with me, you'll be able to, in addition to all the host rewards, the free and the half-price jewelry, you'll be able to pick any other piece up to $100 for $6. And then they'll all go, woo, who believes that? But the really cool thing is that on top of that, I mentioned to you that I know Lori has a really long wish list. And of course, she's going to be getting all of the free and discounted jewelry from this party. But for each party booked tonight, for each one of you who books a party, you get to give Lori one of these BFF coupons. You'll fill it out, tell her what your party date is, and put your name on it so that she knows that she can hold back X number of pieces from her wish list to use as an order at your party. So let's pretend that Shay books a party tonight. And let's say Miranda, who is our guinea pig tonight, books a party. She gets to give Lori one of these cards. And when Miranda does her party, Lori will actually be adding her first order to that party. And it'll be a 70% off jewelry piece, of any piece that she wants in the catalog. And it could be this beautiful $299 necklace that I'm wearing right now, which I'm not, but pretend that I am. So instead of $299, Lori would actually just be paying 70% of that, which is about $199 or so. So, or $87.50, I think is whatever it comes to, instead of $300 for that piece. So we will love you, each one of you, for your party booking tonight. So that's the deal. So remember 3 things. You get all this in free and discounted jewelry. You get to pick any additional piece up to $100 for the price of your birth date. And Lori is going to get a piece at 70% off by getting everything lined up tonight with me. Okay, makes sense? Okay, let's move on real fast. So I'm almost done here, but ladies, you know, a lot of women ask me, and we're going to 4, sorry, number 4. A lot of women ask me, how did I end up selling jewelry in women's living rooms? And, you know, honestly, it was the last thing I would have ever thought I would be doing. I came from a corporate background, and I stayed home with my children when I was 30, started working at 31 years old. And I was so excited to be able to do that. But after a while, I felt like I really needed to talk to somebody besides Barney and Bob the Builder. And I saw this brochure of a girl on a beach looking out at a cruise ship, and I learned that this company was offering free trips by joining the company and doing parties with them. Well, that was 17 years ago when my children were 4 and 6 years old. From my kitchen table, I earned every trip that was offered to me after that. I never missed a trip. I took my family on trips. And I learned that I could build my professional skills doing a flexible part-time business on my own terms. Touchstone Crystal is such a small new company, but yet it's owned by Powerhouse Swarovski. And we think we have a really great thing going. And maybe it's for the new moms. Maybe it's for the retirees. Maybe it's for gals who just really would love to polish their professional skills. Maybe it's for somebody who really just needs to make the mortgage payment, something basic as that. Or because the other car just died and you need to get another car. This kind of a business can help you earn the income and to gain the self-esteem that maybe you were looking for. And I know nobody ever comes to these things looking for a business. But I've got to tell you, a lot of women stumble on this at parties. And I'd be remiss if I didn't share with you that any one of you, for all kinds of reasons, could find this to be something, a new business home for you. So I hope you'll ask me about that. If you have any little bit of curiosity, I'm not pushy. I want to extend this to everyone here at this party that Lori is so graciously hosting, and to know that I love it and you might as well. Before I finish, you all, can you hold up your tickets, because we're going to do the drawing. Okay, great, excellent job. So I have 5 more tickets to give away here, and I've got like 90 seconds left, and then we're going to keep messing up the jewelry and drinking wine. I'm going to give these tickets away for people asking me anything about the business. You could be asking me, how much does it cost to get started? You all know the answer to that because I told you. You could be asking me, where is the next incentive trip and how do you earn it? You could be asking me, how much money could somebody make by doing a party or 4 parties a month or whatever. So who wants to get started? You can ask me anything you want about the business, like what I just asked. Okay, hi, Debbie, go ahead.
How many pieces of jewelry come in the kit?
Oh, great question. Well, this month we get 13 pieces of jewelry in the 139 kit. Great question. Who else? I've got 4 more tickets to give away. Jay.
I'm
sorry, I unmuted you.
How many hours a month do you put in working?
The average new consultant, we love to see successful consultants probably end up doing about 1 party a week, because when you do 1 party a week, you can earn incentive trips. And so 1 party a week is probably 3 hours, and then another hour or 2 working on host coaching, entering orders, and things like that. Great question. Who else? I got 3 tickets left.
What kind of training?
What kind of training do we offer?
Yes, what kind of training?
And that's a critical question, because a lot of companies don't have as much training as we do. I think we've done a really good job with that. So we offer the Ready, Set, Glam Guide, which is I have several copies with me today for you all to take home, and I'll have them right now. Anybody can take one just so you can see what it is that we do when we get started. We have a huge back office that has lots of great little snippets of training videos, and you get me. You get me. And a great Facebook page, team page as well. Okay, I've got 2 more tickets. Yes, Wendy.
Can you start this business if the person you're talking to actually lives in a different state?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Because of the way we do business these days, everything is kind of digital and by FaceTime and Zoom and everything. So sure. Yep, that's easy. Great question. Last one. Okay, I've got 1 more ticket to give away, then we're going to do the drawing. Anybody else? Hurry, hurry.
Where do I sign up?
Oh. Where do I sign up? Come see me after we're done. I'll help you. We'll work on that. That's an easy one. Okay, ladies, so a couple housekeeping notes. And while you're getting all your tickets out and I'm mixing up all these things, housekeeping notes, the special is you can pick any piece at 30% off with your $100 order. And everything comes right to your house. It doesn't come to Lori first where she tries it all on and plays with it and wears it to work and you don't see it for 3 weeks. It comes right to you. It's like Christmas. And it comes within the next week to 10 days. I'm supposed to tell you that, but it usually comes faster. So you don't have to wait until Lori closes out her party and figures out all the goodies that she wants. I think I covered it all. Any questions, just ask me. I'll be right here around the jewelry table and you can keep messing it all up. And now we're going to do our drawing. And the winner is 678. And here's your prize. Yay, Debbie won. Anyway, okay. So that's it. I stumbled through a lot of it.
Now, what will you tell Debbie that she won?
I usually give away the cleaning cloths. They cost $1.
Okay.
Yeah. And if I don't have any, I pick up, 5 little $1 sparkly pens from Michael's or someplace. Yeah. Nothing big.
Okay.
Because I want to be duplicatable. I want to be using my cards. I want people to see me not doing expensive things or hard things. And in fact, I don't want to be perfect. It's good that I stumble over my words because they're going to go, I could do a lot better than that chick, right? And they could. I'm here to tell you they could. Here's the problem. If you are so good and so funny and so perfect at your party, nobody's going to want to sign up on your team. Right? They won't be able to be you, and they're all going to want you, right? If you're less than perfect, it's far better because they're going to see themselves in that imperfection, and we want them to know that that's okay, that they can be wildly successful and be totally imperfect at this, right? Just like I proved that just now. I need to go back to memorizing my why story. It's been I haven't done a very good job of it since January. I need to revamp it. So that's why I was a little tongue-tied. But it's okay, right? So I got through my 5 parts. Okay, so what questions do you all have about that? Or comments? Like, what would you do differently?
Well, actually, I wouldn't do anything really differently, but here's a couple of things I picked up that I wasn't doing. So it looks like on the tickets, you give them sort of a timeline. You kind of try to get them to stop at a certain time with trying the jewelry on.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I think that's good because that makes it more manageable.
Yes.
And then also actually using the BFF coupon to have the guest give to the host. I know that I've known about the coupons, but I just never really incorporated them. But I can see how that would be something really fun for the guests to be able to present that to the host.
Yeah.
And so I need to start doing that because I think that's a cool piece.
It's a simple visual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Lori, sometimes just from a practical perspective, sometimes I just let everybody kind of mill around for a while as I'm greeting everybody and they just kind of talking. And then maybe 20 or 30 minutes into the party, I'll start pulling out my tickets and saying, hey, for every piece of jewelry you try on, I'll give you a ticket for the next 10 minutes. So that for a 10-minute span, they're trying on jewelry right up until when I start talking.
Okay.
You can do it that way too. And that's a lot easier to manage.
Right. It's kind of managing the tickets that sometimes gets to be a little bit of a pain.
It does.
Mhm.
That's why I don't do like tickets for answering questions or tickets for whatever. I keep it really like tickets for showing up on time, tickets for bringing a friend. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do that. Some of you are good at that stuff. I can't do it. I just have to keep it really simple for me. And so I just do tickets for trying on jewelry and 5 more tickets for asking me questions. Now, the thing I meant to mention. So when I'm getting them to ask questions, I am observing who asked the questions because that is what I was looking for. I wanted to know that Debbie asked me such and such. So when I'm talking to her afterwards, I'm like, I'll say, so Debbie, when you asked me about or Lori, when you asked me about the training, were you just being really nice and trying to help me out, or were you actually curious? Right. And then, so I wanted to put her at ease, like, because maybe she was helping me out, or Jay, thanks so much for asking me that question. Were you really curious about how much time it takes per week, or were you just being nice? We want to let her off the hook if she was just being nice. We don't want to scare her.
Okay.
But then as she says, actually, I was really kind of curious. And that's when we're going to go, oh, we want to jump on her, right? No. If she says, actually, I was kind of curious, then I'm going to say, well, tell me why. And I shut up. Get her talking. Well, because I was kind of thinking, about finding something part-time. Well, what kind of things were you looking for? I'm still asking questions. Well, I was looking for something maybe 2 nights a week, where I could, make some extra money. Well, how much money are you thinking you need to make? Haven't told her a thing. I'm still asking, still digging. Why does she want to know what she wants to know? So this is why this whole process leads up to intel, those questions, finding out who asked me what, and following up to find out what's going on in her mind. Something's going on if she's not just being nice. Right? And we have to ask really good questions to find out what was going on in her mind. What's going on in her life that prompted all of this? We can't assume anything, right? It's really funny is that a lot of times it's the quiet ones who are actually thinking really hard. And we're thinking, oh, she's giving me no feedback. I have no idea what's going on. A lot of times they're the ones who are thinking, I think I want to do this, because they're just thinking really hard. So never assume that the quiet ones are not interested. Sometimes they're the most interested, but they're just thinking. They're processing. What other questions? Any questions or comments?
Betsey, what about if you have a girl who literally is social media way behind? She doesn't do Facebook, doesn't do. I said something to her about Zoom tonight, and she's like, "What is Zoom?" So,
right.
If somebody's interested in doing the business, but yet they're not on social media, they're not on Instagram, Facebook, they don't know what Zoom is. Right. How do you? I guess you have to go through social media training to get them.
No, I don't think so. It all comes down to questions. And what I would say is, so Susan, I totally get that, all these things would be new for you. My curiosity is, do you have a willingness to learn a couple of new things? Do you have a willingness to learn a couple of new things? And to see what she says, is there some willingness to do that? Because if there isn't, then, she's like, no, then it's fair to say, honestly, I would love for you to consider the business, but we do most of our training on Facebook. You don't have to become a whiz. We do most of our training on Zoom. So there are 2 key things that I want you to learn. And if you can't really be a part of those things, it would be really hard for you to be successful in this at this point. The people on my team who aren't on Facebook, they don't usually go anywhere. They just can't. There's just no way. And I can't split out and train them in other ways. Just can't.
Right. No, I understand.
But they don't have to become an expert like you are. I mean, really, when it comes to the tech stuff, if they're willing to watch the videos and learn how to do the basics, if they're willing to be trained to at least create a Facebook presence so that they can be on the team page and check it every day, and if they're at least willing to learn how to download Zoom onto their computer so they can always get on the trainings, that's probably enough.
Okay.
That's probably enough. You know, the cool thing is, like, I look at Debbie Pickens. I mean, Debbie, you came such a long way in all of your tech skills, for example, right?
Right.
Wouldn't you agree?
I didn't even know how to use an iPhone.
No.
I didn't know anything.
Did you didn't know how to share the link to the catalog, like how to copy paste something? I mean, you've learned so many new skills.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But because she was willing to, it made all the difference. If somebody is not willing to, and so that's where you have to ask the question. Let me ask you a question. I would love to have you on my team. Are you willing to learn a couple of new tech skills? And if she says, honestly, I don't think I can, then it's fair to say it will be a hard climb.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be a hard climb just because of the way this is all set up.
Right.
It's fair to be honest, you know. Then I would say, listen, you're going to make a great hostess. And we can make flyers. You can hand them out.
Well, she asked me, the one girl asked me for paper invites, and I'm like,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
So
I get it. That's a really good question. Who else?
I have a question.
Hi.
So far in the time that I've been with Touchstone, every month they have offered the one item $100 or under for 19.
Right.
Is that pretty much always going to be there, or you don't know, or?
Yeah, it's either $100 for 19, an extra piece up to $100 for 19, or double host dollars for 19. It's just depends on the month.
Okay.
And honestly, it's been those three things for probably 4 or 5 years. I haven't seen anything different for 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Same with the guest special. Never changed. Yeah.
Hey, Betsy, this is Janora. Can you hear me?
Nora, yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Great.
The presentation was very nice. So I'm really new. So, of course, I'm a little nervous and worried. Okay, can I really go through it like that, right?
You did a great job at your launch party.
Yeah, I think I can do it. But I think, practice.
Yeah. And I can practice with you. We can meet at Starbucks and you can practice it on me if you want.
Okay. I may do that.
Yeah.
Coming up to my next show.
Okay.
But I had a question. So, I met with someone on Saturday that said she was interested in the business.
Right.
So, honestly, I never paid this any attention. She on page 91 of the catalog. The very bottom of the page where it says required by California. What is it here? I'm reading.
Oh, right.
The cancer warning. Do you know what it is?
Yeah. So
I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to respond.
Right. Yeah. It's there. This happened about a year ago, and the state of California passed a law saying that anybody who sells anything in the state of California, whether you sell elsewhere or not, but if you're selling anything that goes to the state of California, they have to have this warning label on it. And so we have it in the smallest letters possible by law. And it's just it's just a California thing. But we do not have lead in our jewelry that like leaches out, into onto the human body. I mean, it's a legal thing. It has nothing to do with reality. Any actual safety issue. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Fascinating that somebody noted. I didn't even notice that thing sitting there until you just said it.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yes, and she pointed it out to me, and I didn't know how to respond. So I said, you know what? I will reach out to my manager and get back to you.
Yeah, that's great.
And I didn't know if she was a cancer survivor, or I didn't want to ask. So, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Sure. That's a good question. Yeah. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Sure.
Can you do the birth dates for the for them to get the extra
Right.
$100 jewelry up to $100 for whatever the birth date is, which is taken off of the $19. But what happens if they don't hit $600? How do you handle that?
Well, so I'm so glad you asked that question. Typically, when I sit down with her about her party, I will say, so I always coach to $1,000 party, and $1,000 party is probably 10 to 12 guests. So let's talk about how to get you to that size of a party. And that way you're going to chip away at your wish list so that we make sure that you're getting 30% in free. You're getting that extra piece for your $6 or $3 or whatever.
Right.
And then I'll say, and by the way, so we're totally clear that that extra piece for you is available with a $600 plus party, but I'm not coaching you to $600 plus party. We're shooting for $1,000 plus. Okay. And I can send her the host flyer by text, because we always create a photograph of it. I can send that to her, and I'll point it out to her that it says it's worth $600 party. So I don't spring that on her at the party. I tell her about that when I start the host coaching process. I don't talk about it at the party, however.
I don't either. I was
too many numbers to try to, well, when you have a $600 party, and if you don't have $600 party. The other thing I want to point out is that you don't have to use the month. You don't have to use the month. You could use this month. This month is March. And so the number of the month is 3. So for $3, you can have any piece. You could use whatever you want. I used to say, so Debbie, when is your birthday? And you'd say February 25th. And I'd say, great, 25. 2 plus 5 is 7. So 7 is your magic number. So I would do the math, and you can make it up however you want. Any number between 1 and 19, right? Or pick your favorite number between 1 and 19. You can mix it up however you want to do it.
I like the way you did that, Betsey.
What, the birth date, the birth month?
No, with explaining,
Oh,
pushing them to, we're working towards $1,000 party versus a $600 party.
yes.
I don't even look at that. Just
Nope,
say
don't
this
even
is
look
what
at
we're
it.
shooting for.
Nope.
And my parties have been an average of about 1178.
Yes, they have.
So I can say my average party is, so this is what we're going to shoot for.
Right. Yep.
So I like the way you did that.
Good. Yeah, we're always focusing on the upside, the plus side. Thank you. Any other questions, comments?
I have one more question. I don't know if this is the right time for it, but sealing the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I sweetened the deal. I did all of the points, and I still did not get anyone to commit to any time or even be interested in thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to send out to some people that were interactive about how much the hostess is actually getting from her own party.
Mm-hmm.
And some people haven't even replied, and I'm even putting a date there. So what's going on with that? I mean, it's actually up to $1,500, and the ladies were spending some money. I don't know if they just have money and they don't want free stuff.
And that happens a lot. Yeah, that does happen. Mm-hmm.
So is that, what do I do?
You know what? I think one of the key things to do, so let's say nobody said they wanted a party, for example.
Yes.
Then when you're doing your follow-ups to say, so great to meet you, Wendy, at Ivetta's party. She got, because her sales were so high, or you could say, so far she has $500 in free jewelry and 4 items at half price. I sure hope you're thinking about doing your own party sometime soon.
Oh, sure hope you think. Oh, Betsy, you're so good with words. Okay.
Sure hope you're thinking. And you know what? I like to say that phrase in person too. So if I'm checking Sue out at my party, and I know she's got an item or 2 on her list, and I'll look at her and say, Sue, I sure hope you're thinking about doing your own party sometime soon.
Okay.
So I'm not asking the question, but I'm just like a friend. I sure hope you're thinking about doing your own party sometime soon. What do you think?
Okay.
So then, after the fact, let's say you had somebody who said they were interested and you never got a date, right? You didn't get the date set. So you go back around to that person and you say, listen, would you be interested in a weeknight? So thinking about your party, excited to give you a bunch of free jewelry. Do you like weeknights or weekends? And then it could be, and then she might say a weeknight. Great, Tuesday night, Wednesday, or Thursday night. And then you say, my next Thursday night is, what's available is blah, blah, blah. And you give her a date, a couple dates in mind.
Okay. All right.
The other way to do it is to have certain dates that you know are next that are available for you. And you say, my next 2 party dates that are available are this and this. Which one?
I'm doing that.
Which one will work better? Okay.
Okay.
Hey, that happens to all of us. Don't everybody has parties where they don't get bookings. So don't feel like that was necessarily you. It honestly could have just been that group, but your next group you'll get some bookings though. That's just the way it works out sometimes.
Yeah, I don't have anything for April right now. That's why I'm trying to get, I just do 2 a month, and that's what I'm committed to, and I haven't been able to seal the deal, not even with my mother-in-law.
That's no surprise.
And her tennis buddies. Yeah, I can't seem to even get her to commit to that. But yeah, I'm trying.
But you know what
you could do, Shay?
What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Go.
You can, once you know they've received their jewelry, give them a call. Thank them. Thank you so much for your order. I know you've got some beautiful pieces. And I was just wondering if you're still thinking maybe about doing your own party and continuing to collect more of the sparkle that you love. And, you know, you'd be surprised once they actually have their jewelry in their hand, they may want a book.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay,
I've done that.
Okay.
I've done that. And by me calling and thanking them, I've gotten people the books. Like, yeah, I was thinking about it, but I was so busy that night and I just let it kind of roll off my back and just went ahead. But when you call them, it's still in their mind, and now they have their jewelry. And whether they do it or not, at least you're calling them. You're doing customer service. And let's face it, we don't get very much customer service these days.
True.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Beautiful answer. I love it. Any other thoughts or questions? No? Well, ladies, this has been a ton of fun. Thank you so much for putting up with me, and I hope that I demonstrated to you that you don't have to be perfect to get through it. It's just the key is doing it and allow yourself to get better and better and more comfortable at every time. To be able to laugh at yourself at a party is super important because that puts everybody else at ease. And the goal is for women to come away happy and having had a great time so that they want to do it again. And that's the number one thing that we can give to them and to give our hostess. Have a great night, and congratulations on your commitment to be here. I hope you'll join me tomorrow night for our 1 hour and 15-minute Party Up Work Night, where we're going to be booking parties. And booking WOW parties within 1 week. WOW, W-O-W, within 1 week parties for next week. And we'll get some parties for April too because of it. So,
and what time is that one tomorrow?
7:30, right here on the same Zoom station.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. We can all get our parties on the calendars, right?
Thanks.
All right, ladies, have a great night, and thanks so much for being on. Take care.
Thanks, Betsey. Thank you, Betsey.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Shay.
Bye.
Bye.